CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman was a prosecutor and defense attorney. She has covered every Simpson case. Rikki, good morning.
Morning.
What happens now when he gets out? Where can he live? What can he do?
They are working on the interstate compact so that he can be transferred for his parole from Nevada to Florida. He has lived in Florida before. He has substantial ties to the community. And so everyone would expect that with a good plan for his future in parole, that he will, in fact, be transferred. However, there are conditions of parole. There are standard ones in Nevada. There'll be others in Florida. And one of these conditions that he has to think about is not the simple one about no alcohol use or drug use. I'm sure that after 9 years in prison, that is not a consideration. But we do have to think about the fact that he has to comply with all laws. Now, that means big ones to little ones. We also have to think about the fact about his right of association. No convicted felons, no people in trouble or criminal activity, but also his...
And even the slightest violation could put him back in jail.
Yes, it could. What you do is you've got to really look that there's another grid. We looked at the grid in terms of his possibility of parole. There's another grid about what a violation does and what ultimately would happen. If he runs a stop sign, do I expect him to be violated and put back in prison? No, I don't. However, if he were recklessly driving, ran a stop sign and hurt or killed someone, that's a very different matter. Remember this, his life has changed.
Does it matter that he lied before the parole board, saying that he'd led a conflict-free life?
I don't think that the parole board looked at O.J. Simpson's exaggeration, or what some might say is a delusional statement, as something that they would call a lie, and it would have disqualified him. In his mind, he certainly thinks he led a conflict-free life. On any objective criteria, he, of course, was involved with conflict for many years, not only back to the times of domestic violence, but even with an altercation in traffic in Florida.
During a previous parole hearing, he had promised to take a number of courses. I don't think he completed any of them except for the alternatives to violence, which he kept touting. Can you tell us a little bit about that course?
The alternative to violence course, he said, should be mandated for every prisoner. He believes that it is life-changing, and he believes that he learned a lot from it and that he is a changed person. The future remains to be seen if that is a true statement.
That is correct, Rikki Klieman. Thank you very much. In our next half hour, we will talk to Ron Goldman's father and sister, Fred and Kim Goldman, in their first interview since this parole hearing. That is ahead only on CBS This Morning.